Don't blink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome from the show. Considering we're also having a wonderful day on this drummer please on this 17th September 2025. Ooh, I wanted to do a cheers, but I hit too hard and then the phone fell. That's typical Ink behavior. So today we're doing a comeback on Brooklyn Nine-Nine, the whole thing. Now I think it's okay. We put this to cool it down, but I don't think it needs to be cooled down more than that. So we got some great news and we got some bad news. We have a comeback on because Brooklyn Nine-Nine left Netflix yesterday. They were to come on here and said, "Listen, we fell. I know we fell. We got to season 4, episode I think it's 6, which is doesn't have the show. The truth, what happened is I got cocky. I did 4 season of Prison Break, which is 22 episode. So like, you know what it's gonna be, and not a big deal. But Brooklyn Nine is just so much to recap. See, for example, with Prison Break, it was an episode of 40 minutes, but what did they actually do in 40 minutes? Not a lot. Versus the Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which is an episode of 20 minutes. What do they do in 20 minutes? Well, they do a lot, you know? So it's a bit of a difference. It's a bit of a difference in the two of them. So, we failed. And I gotta be honest, I'm kind of disappointed with myself. Now, also, one of the reasons why I failed is super simple. I did watch the show. So even if I missed a little bit, I was like, you know what, it's not a big deal. We're gonna do as much as we want. As much as we want, right? Now, did I know I was gonna do so little? No, I didn't know. I didn't know. So that kind of sucks. But at the same time, listen, it was a good time. It was something fun to do, and I had a good time. Of course, it sucks that I didn't finish it, because Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I'm gonna tell you guys the story of what really happened with Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which is kind of a sucky story. But before we start, 2 things before we start. So announcing because more people are gonna quit after this. Announcing the next watch through, which is The Good Place. I am so thankful. The Good Place is very small. It's 4 seasons of 13 episodes, which are 20 minutes each, which gives you 13 hours or an hour and 8 minutes per day of watching. If we start today, here's what you're gonna do, right? Why am I thankful? Because I thought it was until the end of September. It's not. It's until the 26th of September. So who puts date like that? I don't know. I do not know, but this is the truth. So, we'll be watching it. Second thing, I feel like I was penalized for these 2 shows, Good Place and Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So most of these 2 shows I watched. I got a text for this. Ooh, guess what? Storage, let's go. Good. We had a file that wouldn't upload, so what we did is we sped it up, and now we're hoping that it will will upload. YP Joe. Pretty fucking good. So, these show may be Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but it may be The Good Place. I watched during the pandemic, which was in 2020. I wasn't making content, and I gotta be honest, the thought of making content wasn't something. You guys know the story. I told you guys multiple times what it was the story, but I'm gonna say it one more time for the new people over here. The idea to make content came into July 2021. And we started doing content the next day. Yeah. Which is not true. It's not July. It's May. The 9th of May, 2025. 2021. We started. For The Good Place and for Brooklyn Nine-Nine, it's 2 shows that I've watched a lot. So, for example, what exactly happened is the pandemic happened. I'm watching... Okay, so this is a cool story, but it has nothing to do with Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And when you realize how crazy that is, it's insane. I used to, and this is a true story. My apologies. I used to do something insane. I had a Netflix account because back then I had a lot of money, and they did the they did the try 1 month for free, and I was like, okay, well, guess what? We tried it, and I think it was November. If I think it was November 2019, and I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna have it free December because we have vacation, right? So I had no Wi-Fi, but I still had a Netflix subscription. So what I did with the Netflix subscription, easy. At work, we had Wi-Fi. At my father's house, we had Wi-Fi. So I downloaded shows. I downloaded the complete season of The Office and complete season of Shameless. I was like, okay, well, you got 2 weeks to watch them, right? Which was cool. Then it happened with the pandemic. The pandemic was something where I literally had I couldn't go out. So what we started doing is we bought the Netflix. The first that I watched on Netflix with the Wi-Fi was The Office. Now The Office is technically not true. Why? We were already at season 8. So after that I watched, and I just had to watch. And this is a crazy story because so 2020, the pandemic. We watched Z Nation also. My game of 2020 pandemic was Cyberpunk 2025. 2077. I'm tired, guys. I'm exhausted. So I go in and I play this game. And we watch the whole Park and Recs, which is pretty cool. And then after that, I'm looking for a show, right? And we end up watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which is, and this is a crazy story. We started playing it. See, Cyberpunk I never played before. Then we started watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine by playing Borderlands 2. And it completely changed my perception because Borderlands 2 is one of those games that I played the most, and Brooklyn Nine-Nine was just one of the shows that I binge watched. I started watching it from one day and I binge watched it till the end. And it was a great, great show. However, when you do this, there's a little bit of a problem. The little bit of a problem is we just watch an entire show in one sitting. Not one sitting, but like one stretch, right? So I don't know if it was 1 month, 2 months. We did watch the whole show. Now, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I watched so fast I couldn't really enjoy it. So fast forward us making content, which is, I want to say it's 2022, beginning of 2022. What I think happened, truthfully, I think I was streaming Elden Ring, and we watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine for the second time. So we watched the show twice in a very small amount of time. So Brooklyn Nine-Nine, in my opinion, wasn't great because, and this is the bad part, Brooklyn Nine-Nine wasn't great because we watched it twice, almost in a row. I think there was a show in between Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but I don't remember what it was. I think it's like, it's probably a shitty show. So we watched it twice, and of course the second time it's not as good, right? Now, why did I watch it 2 times? Well, first of all, I'm a dumbass that doesn't want to explore. Second of all, it's a case of... it's a case of I'm playing video games. I'm not paying attention to the show, but I'm also doing white noise. So I'll watch the show. I'll capture some moments in my memories, but I'm not. Now, back then, even though the first time I watched it, I wasn't making content. The second time that I watched it, I was making content, but I was only streaming. Why is that important? Doing a recap of a show is something I had no interest in. So we go in, and I watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine for the second time, and this soured my memories of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So with Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I was like, ugh, this is not so good. And you're gonna see most of the time that you start a show, you start with season 1. So what I didn't do is, you know what's insane? I remember exactly when I started. I was playing Ooh La La. Yeah. That was a while ago. I loved Ooh La La, but I don't like it anymore. Ooh La La was cool though. Ooh La La is cool. I could restart Ooh La La. Should I restart Ooh La La? I don't know. I have no clue. So we watched the show twice. Now, going in, I want to be completely honest that I want to watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine. No. I did not want to watch it. Why? Because... Don't drop it for the neighbors because they're going to be pissed. Wind. I didn't want to watch it. So coming in, the reason why is because I watched it too many times. So coming in, I'm like, ugh, I don't feel like watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but I have to force myself to watch it. Because, and this is one of the craziest thing. This is one of the craziest thing. This is going to be a very long video, so sit down. So we watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and I have to force myself to watch it. So coming in, I'm forcing myself to watch it. Versus a show like Prison Break that I've watched before. Did I want to watch Prison Break? No, but I want to do a recap, and I didn't have a choice because we're gonna leave Netflix soon. Did I want to watch Lost? Absolutely, but I didn't know it was gonna leave because Lost, in my mind, it came into Netflix last year. Now, here's the crazy thing. Here's the crazy thing. I listened to Lost, and it's a true story. I started doing a recap. I watched the first episode. I'm like, holy shit, this show is hard to recap. I don't need to do that because I'm doing other shows at the same time. Now we focus on one show, which is a bit better. Back then, it was so confusing because I did multiple shows. Did multiple games at the same time, so forget about it. So then we start watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And I gotta say, the first season, I'm like, ugh, I watched it so many times. Second season, I'm having a lot of fun. Third season is where I fall in love with the show again. Third season happened 4 days ago. So I'm watching the third season, and I'm like, okay, well, you have 4 days to, not even, you have 3 days to do season 3, season 4, season 5, season 6, season 7, season 8. Sorry about the burp. Which is not possible. So I knew I wasn't gonna make it. However, I'm proud of myself because with Lost, what happened is I broke this phone, which means I couldn't play a tower, which means I couldn't continue. So we, not on purpose, of course, because I didn't make it on purpose to break my phone, but somewhat on purpose. We took a break, right? Which wasn't good to do. It wasn't good to do. Oh la la, who mama? 4 days. That's a lot, dude. That's a lot. 4 times 24. Okay, we're still good though. We're still we're still good. Not great, but still good. So, like I was saying, I go in and I'm like, fuck, I'm not gonna finish it. With Lost, I had 3 days left and I didn't finish it. With Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and this is also something that's kind of was bothersome. I was doing this new playthrough for the tower because I have 4 devices, and I'm like, okay, well, let's do a playthrough for the tower, right? Here's what happened. I was like, this is kind of bow-ish because Brooklyn Nine-Nine was copyrighting me. So usually what I do is I'm like, for example, more than half of Prison Break, you're gonna hear it in my playthrough of the tower because I'm watching the show, and now I literally had to do like a show, but at the same time I'm so unfocused because we're doing recap after recap after recap. After that, we're taking a break. We're switching to mangas. After The Good Place, we're switching to Jujutsu Kaisen, which is it's a manga that finished last year, so it's gonna be good. It's gonna be refreshing, and this I can watch. I can read in like a couple of sessions, which I'm excited for. That's pretty much it. So, for Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I am very excited with it. General thought: Brooklyn Nine-Nine is better than The Office. See, so far, I have to say, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, there's possibly a couple episodes per season that I didn't really like, versus The Office, which I think had a... See, The Office isn't part of The Offices. If you ask me what is my... So, why are we... First of all, why are we comparing it to Office? Well, because it's my blueprint when it comes to sitcom like that. It is also an office. A precinct is a police office. The peak of The Office, in my opinion, is season 3 and 4. There's 9 seasons of The Office. I gotta say, except for Dwight, I don't care about any characters in season 9. I don't care about any characters in season 8. And that sucks. That sucks. You know? Introducing 2 characters in season 9 for what? Right? Having Pam cheat for what? What did it add, you know? What did it add to the show? Versus Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which I gotta say, in season 1, I love the characters. I love the characters. There's not a lot of change in the characters. Of course, there's some repeated plot. There's something that are not interesting, but so far it was a better show. There's more laugh per minute than any other shows. So Brooklyn Nine-Nine ended up being a very good show. What I needed was to take a break from watching the show, and that's what I got. A super good show. I say you get attached to these people. Holt, Jake, Gina that leaves the show, but still. Amy, of course. Charles. Amy, that becomes one of the best characters at the end. You know? You care about those people. You care about the Nine-Nine. Terry loves yogurt, you know? I didn't realize just how much the show was good, because I watched it too fast. I didn't realize just how good the show was because I didn't appreciate rewatching a show. There's just complete different mindset where, okay, well, this is work. I have to recap it versus, you know what? It's a show we can enjoy and just rewatch, you know? So the show in itself is amazing. I think one of the funniest show that there's been. Sadly, I don't remember how season 8 goes, season 7 goes. Maybe the show goes down, I don't know. But, yeah, couldn't recap it, so very sad. Yeah, disappointed most of all. But yeah. Oh, by the way, the show in between Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Park and Rec was Community. That was the show.